This is crazy. When I say this is crazy, the longest government shutdown that continues in history. And so for those who are logging in, who are tuning in for the first time, this is Generation Investors Podcast. Coach Flo signing in. And today we want to talk about what is going on with this government shutdown. A few stocks that I'm going to continue to buy at these dip prices because of the shutdown. Also, a little bit of crypto. And before you tap out, and I want to leave y'all with some gems that's going to motivate you during these crazy times. So if you haven't received none of my long or short contents, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming long, short, both, because I'm gonna keep you informed because it's crazy out here. So the government shutdown has affected everybody. When I mean everybody, it has affected everybody. Essential jobs, non-essential jobs, the WIC and SNAP employees, park rangers, IRS tax workers, military, and don't get me started with TSA in the airport. There has been so many delays and shortages that is really impacting flights. And I'm talking about major airports like Houston, like Atlanta, like Boston, like San Francisco. And the list goes on. It's like 40 different major airports that are really getting hit hard, and prayerfully we can get this shutdown under wraps and continue to move on with our life. But right now, when I say this is a setback, this is the delay for a lot of people, and I'm continuing to lift each and every one of you up when I'm praying. And I know if you're not affected, you know somebody in your family that's affected by this government shutdown, because they cannot seem to really get any type of compromise, any type of agreement that will just get this done with and get a deal done, get a bill done. Okay, that's what this thing is all about. They just cannot get it done, and they cannot just come to some type of agreement. Whether it's the President Trump, whether it's the Senate, everybody got some type of ego. Everybody don't want to admit when they're wrong. And so the middle class, the working class are suffering as we speak. And it seems like they don't care. That's the sad part about it. And when you live in a place that's supposed to be based on the land of the free, opportunity, all that, and it seems like the common person, the working class, cannot get ahead, let alone try to keep up. And that's why I'm passionate about investing in yourself. That's right, because these jobs, you can have a job one day, you get laid off the next, get furloughed. When you invest in your brain, your life will change. And when you invest in yourself, you become the CEO of your own portfolio. You become the person who can get control of your finances and not depend on a 9-to-5 and not depend on retirement and Social Security, because who knows, by the time I'm 60, who knows where Social Security will be at. And that's why it's important to invest in yourself, which brings me to my next point. These plays that I already been invested in, you can do your own due diligence on these plays. But as we go into 2026, I see these things doing some great numbers, and the ROI, investment on turn, I believe they're going to be astronomical. So the one, the only Nvidia. When I say this one right here is taking the little pullback, a little dip, which I don't mind because I continue to fractional share in Nvidia weekly. This is my set and forget it. I've said in previous episode, and I say it again, buy and hold is my strategy for Nvidia, because I'm looking to make tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, on this one particular play, because I consider Nvidia the king of AI. That's right. The innovation, the infrastructure, it's all gonna go through Nvidia. It's all gonna go through Nvidia. And the way the CEO see this thing, the outlook, he knows something that we don't know. And I'm on board with where he's going, because it's gonna take us where to the moon. I do believe Nvidia is gonna go. It's gonna go past the moon to the next galaxy. And brings me to my next stock is Pltr. To think that Pltr was once like $4, $8, moved up $12. I got in at like $20. And to see where it's at today, I see it, Pltr is going to go. It's going the distance. And we haven't seen the best from Pltr. And the fact that Nvidia founder, CEO, and Pltr founder, CEO are teaming up only does well for both of these stocks long term. When I say long term, that buy and hold is going to get you where you need to be. And I do believe Pltr, we haven't seen the best yet from Pltr. This thing will, I do believe the next few years is going to over $500. It's definitely going over $500 because they got some stuff that's tied to AI and military contracts. The more contracts it continues to get with the military, you know the military got money. They got the capital. It's going to do well for Pltr. And number 3, SoFi. SoFi, the leader of the fintech. And for those who are new to this game, financial technology, that's what fintech is, and SoFi is going to be the leader. All the Gen Zs and Gen X, they will be the ones who will be using more SoFi. Don't get me wrong, you have some millennials using SoFi, but the Gen Zs and the Gen X, all those individuals will be putting more of their money into digital because things are going to go digital. Don't get me wrong, cash is king, but digital is the next best thing. And SoFi is going to be the bridge gap along with these different type of investment that SoFi offer options for those who are day traders. Of course, they got the checking and savings account, and then also for those who looking to build up their credit, SoFi has all that, and they're going to continue to be innovative within the financial sector. So I believe SoFi 2026, to be exact, is the beginning for SoFi, where it's going to go. And as well as 2027, 2028. Okay, so these plays I'm talking about, these are my 2026 plays that I see them skyrocketing. And so, like I said, SoFi is definitely on that list. And AMD is another one that is tied to the artificial intelligence space. And I see this 2026 really having a more breakout year. This fourth quarter of this part of this year, AMD has already really has shot up past the $200 mark. So the analysts are saying by the end of this year, it can finish at 300, if not 320. So the next year, next 2 or 3 years, this can be a $500 stock. Easily can be a $500 stock because they got a lot of capital that is going to continue to push the price up, and as well as different infrastructure that they looking to implement within the AI space. AMD and Nvidia is like the peanut and butter, ham and cheese. And fun fact, the CEO of Nvidia and the CEO of AMD are related. They're cousins to be. So you're talking about 2 billionaires with brilliant minds. Okay, that is something to really look at. And that's why I'm really passionate about these plays. Okay. And so for those who are invested in XRP, you know, I got to shout out the XRP army out there. XRP, this one right here. This is also my set and forget it. I buy this thing every day. And XRP, even though this government shutdown is still underway and people don't have really no type of estimate when this thing will be done with, when it'll be over with, XRP, for all the different corporations and the institutions, they are saying that they looking to push the ETF regardless of what the SEC is saying. They say between November 13, 14, Canary Capital say we going live. We are going live regardless of what SEC is saying. We looking to go live and get this ETF out. And there's a good 10 to 12 ETF that still is pending. I know well over 20, but Canary Capital is the latest to say, hey, November 13th to the 14th, we're going to look to push this thing out. That's what the CEO is saying, and I'm gonna keep you updated on that. So other news, they're saying that November is looking like the new October for XRP. So we have to wait and see. But like I said, I have this thing set on the buy regularly. I mean, just auto buy. That's what I'm doing. And with this price, I can fork over $2. That's how I look at it, because long-term XRP is definitely the one that those who haven't really see what this thing will and can do, hey, don't sleep, because they said the same thing about Bitcoin back in 2010, and we already see where that's at right now. And so if you stay tuned to this part, you know I gotta drop them gems for you. Let's talk about gambling. Don't gamble, just invest. That's one of my strategies that I think a lot of people get the misconception of investing. They think it's like gambling. That's not. Gambling and investing are two different things. You can be a day trader, and it can be kind of like gambling, but if you know what you're doing, you make a lot of money. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. But investing and gambling, two different things. Investing, you're looking at the big picture. You're looking at the long run, okay? Gambling is just a luck of a draw, okay? You're playing with house money, and typically the house wins every time. So you have to think about, if you're gonna get in this game, investing game, you gotta have strategy, you gotta be strategic, you gotta be patient, you gotta calculate it, you got to study, you got to do your due diligence, all that. Gambling, you can throw that out the bag. Because if you are playing this game as a gambler, you're going to lose a lot of money. And this is not the game for you. But if you are investing and you're looking to trade and invest, because you can do both. You can trade some stocks, because some stocks are worth trading. And if you're looking to build wealth, you have to become an investor. So that's two different things. So got to figure out which one are you. Like myself, I'm a long-term investor. Now, I have traded some things, swing traded some things, but at the core, I'm an investor. And then if I see an opportunity, I will trade some things. Let's move on to don't fall into the trap. Do not fall into the trap. Right now, there's a lot of fear. There is a lot of fear. And they are trying to shake the retail investors like you and I. We are retail investors. They're trying to shake us out the market by spooking us, making our portfolios dip. I don't really care about being down $100, $200, $300. That's just a part of the game. So if you're a long-term investor like myself, this is just, like I said, part of the game. You'll be down some hundreds of dollars, and then some days you'll be up $200 or $300. But at the end of the day, looking to become wealthy, you have to hold things. Don't fall for that trap of fear. And that goes with anything, because right now it's fear. Besides stocks, fear. They're looking to really spook you and make you start panicking and stress out. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the distractions. There's a lot of distractions out here. And I feel like this government shutdown is one of the distractions that they're trying to use as fear, because, like I said, there's some things that we're not privileged to that's going on under the wraps. I do believe there's some things that's going on under the wraps, and with this distraction, it's just throwing everybody's focus off from the main mission. You got to stay focused. Moving to, you got to not fall for the trap with thinking. There's so much consumerism by this and by that. That's thinking. There is so much distraction. There's thinking. The fear, there's thinking. The uncertainty, all that is thinking. You got to detox your mind from all that thinking and start putting in new knowledge, new information. And that information, when acted upon, when you apply it, that's when your life will change. Because you can read all the books, you can study all, but if you don't apply this stuff, it don't mean nothing. So moving to playing the long game. We got to play the long game. There's no shortcut to success. There's no shortcut to wealth. You got to play the long game. That's the only way you're going to build wealth. Period. That's the end of the story, because the long game wins every time. All right. The ups, the downs, that's just a part of investing. That's a part of the journey. That's why it's called personal finance. Personal. Everybody's race is different. Run your race. And money isn't meant to blow, but it's meant to be stored and is meant to multiply. For those who blowing money, that is poverty thinking. That is financial illiterate. We have to be financially literate. That's what we have to start doing as people. If you want to get out of this rat race, if you want to get out of this 9 to 5, if you want to get out the corporate plantation, whatever you want to call that, now's the time to start to multiply your money. Now it's time to start investing your money. Now it's time to start to steward your money. And at the end of the day, you will come out on top. So you have enjoyed this episode. Smash that thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Peace.